Hey guys and girls, my name's Alan and welcome to today's trailer analysis video. I'm going to be covering the Mass Effect 3 behind the scenes trailer that was shown off for Andromeda, that was shown at EA's press conference earlier last week. I was debating whether or not this video warranted a trailer analysis video. There's not a lot of gameplay, if any, to be quite honest, but there's some conceptual stuff towards the end, which on balance I think warrants talking about, hence why I decided to do the video today. The start of the video is mainly some guy talking over a couple of scenes, mostly to do with the art and stuff for Andromeda, which, I mean, looks good, but you know, it's all about gameplay, to be honest. If the gameplay is like crap but the graphics look good, then it's still a terrible game. But if the gameplay is amazing and the graphics are good, then, you know, it's a bonus, right? So I'm going to let the first section of the video roll. Probably won't pause it too much because it's not great ideas to talk about. But then obviously towards the end there will be more stuff for me to talk about, so I'm going to pause the video a lot more then. So just bear with me while I let it run, because I don't really want to cut too much because it ruins the flow of the video.
Our survival as a species has always depended on our drive to seek out the undiscovered, push beyond our limits, and expand the boundaries of our known world.
Okay, so this is our first look at something major, really. The guy was saying how humankind likes to explore and push the boundaries, you know, going where they've never been before, sort of thing. So, I mean, that ties in with the theme of this game, and that's exploration. Andromeda is a separate galaxy, and that's where the game's going to be set, and that's what we're going to be exploring. So, in previous games where we explored a galaxy which mankind has already sort of not dominated, but you know, there's very few places we've yet to go and explore. Whereas in this game, the efforts are concentrating on exploring a new galaxy, planets no humans ever seen before, let alone visited. And the ship that we see in front of us is obviously, you know, that's our new ship. It's called the Tempest, I think. Let me try and get a better shot of that name. There you go, Tempest. There you go. So we don't have the SR2, or the hell the previous one was called, I forget now. But it looks kind of similar, right? The same sort of design. There's a few more. There's two things at the front of the ship. I don't know what they're called. Wings. I don't know. But the rest of the ship looks kind of similar. Even the colour scheme as well, not too dissimilar as well.
With Mass Effect, we are going further than ever before.
So a nice little show off there of the concept art, and then into, I'm assuming this is possibly game engine. We've already seen this during the teaser trailer that was shown a couple of. Oh look, I think, right, I've just spotted this. On the left is a Krogan. On the center is obviously the human, a male human, looks like, by the way. And on the right, I think that's a Solarian. Kind of looks like it with the well, not ears, like the humps in the head. There's a name for it, but I can't remember what it's called. But the console itself we've seen already in the teaser trailer, and that's how they pick locations of a map. And obviously, I assume you can pick missions and objectives, and that's from there. Is that a window or is that a screen? Because in the teaser it was a screen, wasn't it? But this looks like it could be the front of the ship, and it could be a window. Which, if it is, it's quite interesting. And the planet itself looks quite cool as well. It looks like a ball of lit methane gas or something, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see.
To Andromeda, to build a new home for humanity.
Okay, so a couple of things to note there. Obviously he said what I've already said, in that humans are now exploring a new galaxy, and I think the way he's describing it is that we're trying to set up a new established colony somewhere. He said to find a new home, but I think that might be a bit of an exaggeration, unless, and this is just a theory, is it, I don't know, some sort of reference back to Mass Effect 3, because the ending of that game was a bit of a mess, to be quite honest. I don't really know how, in any of the situations that they created, I don't really understand how they're going to push on. They've called it Mass Effect Andromeda instead of calling it Mass Effect 4, so I'm guessing it's a completely separate thing. A new trilogy, if you will, which is fine. But are they going to reference 3 at all, or are they just going to pretend that 3 never happened? The ending to that game never happened, and humans have just come to the point where they've just want to move away, not move away, but they've reached the point where they want to explore further than their own Milky Way galaxy, so they're pushing into the Andromeda galaxy. So like you see in the background, a bit more concept art, and I think a few of those scenes will be shown further in the trailer. So let's just carry on. Okay, so I don't know what's going on here. This looks like I don't know, something's hanging from the sky, but I'm guessing there's more to it than that. It could be floating or something. I guess there's a grand reveal when we go to do this mission. But it is connected to the floor some way with these pipes and stuff. So it could be a refueling station or something like that. Or it could just be a weird rock formation. I don't know. It's a bit bizarre.
Imagine distant stars.
So, I mean, this is quite a nice scene. You get the N7 logo on the chest piece, and obviously the armor looks quite similar as well to what we've seen in previous Mass Effect titles. You got the black and the red complement each other. On the back, I mean, it's hard to say what kind of weapon it is. It could be whatever, right? You know, if you've played Mass Effect, you'll know that the weapons they can fold up into like really compact little things. So that could be a bloody rocket launcher for all we know, but it's more likely to be like an AR, an SMG or something, maybe an SR even. I don't know. There's a word on the helmet. I'm not too sure what it says though. It's kind of hard to make out. I don't know. TX. Maybe it's just a serial number actually for the helmet. It might actually not mean anything. TX4277. That's what I think it says, but. I guess it could be anything. Character looks like he's a bloke. I think I heard somewhere you can play as either male or female in this game. You could do that in previous games, but in this game, just like in Mass Effect 3, you have like dedicated male and female characters.
Systems with remote
this animal here,
planets.
if I take it back slightly, actually it might be better to show you. Might as well show you the concept art because the one in real time isn't that great. Looks a bit like a Yarg, which features briefly in Mass Effect 2 if you played the DLC. Yeah, so it could be that maybe they came from here, or this could be a bit more of a primitive version. But then again, we never really explored the Yarg in too much great detail in Mass Effect 2.
Remote and hostile planets.
I mean, this is another good scene. I think this is quite indicative of what we can experience within Mass Effect Andromeda. There's something flying in the background. It's like a bird slash fish. It seems to be flying though, not swimming. But the motion seems as though it is swimming. So it's just floating along in the air quite majestically. Lovely scenery. You've got the trees. You've got the sunset in the background. You've got mountains in the background. And then you've got this sort of valley with... It looks like a cabin or something. I don't really know how... I'm not really sure what it is. One of my theories is that, well, they've said there's going to be a lot more exploration in this game, so it's been confirmed already. What I think is a return to sort of Mass Effect 1, where you would explore planets on the ground by foot, with your team, and you'd find these like little outposts, and I'm guessing that these are one of the outposts. Or it could be that when you're exploring these unknown planets, you drop down sort of like a cabin, and that serves as your base, if you will. So maybe you pick where these locations are going to be, or maybe they're preset already, and so maybe it's just like a home hub while you're on the planet. So you got the ship in space, and then you got this like little cabin that you can return to at the end of the day or something after you've done some exploring.
With alien life and civilizations.
And there we get a look at an Asari. So question is, are the Asari already in Andromeda, or are they coming with us from the Milky Way galaxy? And then something happens towards the end. She gets a blade pointed in her face, as you can see there. So it's, I don't know, maybe she looks like she's wearing some sort of armor as well already. So it could be that she's part of the crew, or I don't know. It's kind of hard. There's not a lot of direction with this. I mean, she looks like an Asari, that's what I can say. I don't really know if it's a different type of Asari or anything. She's got slightly different colour head, but I know that Asari comes in different shades of blue and stuff, so it's kind of hard to say. Some more lovely scenery.
World.
Bit more of the animation of the running model there. In the background, you can see the ship, the Tempest. So the ship has landed. So maybe on certain planets you can land. And again, we get another look at this cabin thing. So I'm beginning to think what I said about it being a temporary base on the planet. That's probably what it is. Either that, or it is an outpost that you're exploring. But then who set the outpost? Was it other humans, or was it other aliens? But then if there are other aliens, it's a very, like, to me it looks like a human would build, right? But then again, I don't know. Maybe we copied them from whoever lives in Andromeda, right? So maybe our style of building things is taken from their style of building things. I don't know. But the tree, the scenery looks really good. looking forward to exploring these planets.
Where adventure, danger.
We got another, I don't know, it could be the same planet but just different weather pattern. You got an explorer there. I think this is a human player. You got the Krogan there. It looks to me like a crashed ship or something on the floor. Something's broken up and there's a thunderstorm going on in the background. And some weird structures as well. Kind of hard to make out in the dark though.
And the unknown are waiting to be discovered.
And again, the Tempest is on the surface. I think that's a Tempest. It looks like this could be the moon to a planet or something. Oh, actually the background, that planet could be the blue thing that we saw at the start of the trailer.
To be discovered.
And again, a bit more. Oh, paused it a bit too late. A bit more of the animation there. So the guy, I don't know. It looks like he's a biotic. Could be a her. It's kind of hard to say. Could be a biotic. They're about to do a ground slam, and I think that's like the Carnifex or something. Paladin maybe. Pistol in the left hand side.
We've created a universe.
And then we get a look at the Mako, which has actually been off. Hasn't been in a Mass Effect game since number 1, if memory serves correctly. And it looks like they've been dropped off by the Tempest. I think that's the Tempest, and that's the rear of the Tempest. So you do have a vehicle to use to explore, and seems to be a bit more nimble and a bit more agile than the previous version.
A universe
which a lot of people requested, obviously.
A whole new galaxy for you to explore.